So Bud Light is so boycotted that it's being removed.
With Miller!
It's being removed from my local bar. Really, nobody's ordering Bud anymore?
Guys, welcome to Better Bachelor. My name is Joker with a face for radio and a voice for print. Terrible news, everyone. The people that hate you are getting fired. Oh, no. Anyway, that's right. The feminists, the woke, Hollywood writers, all the people that, journalists now, all the people that write the horrible stories how men are trash, and the movies, they show men as trash, and the commercials, and the corporations that have all these inclusivity hires and everybody else, they're all out. AI is already replacing them. I just did the videos, like I did, 4 or 5 videos on AI replacing everything. What was it, 3 months ago? And I said, this is going to happen faster than anybody realizes. And it's not just little tiny companies. Netflix, Disney, like journalists they're out. They're all out. Now, let's be honest. The AI is probably being programmed to be woke. So the bad news is the stories about us probably won't change, and it'll be just as hateful and spiteful against men as always. But the good news is at least less people will be getting paid for it. And maybe they can serve me a coffee at Starbucks when I don't go to Starbucks, but maybe they can serve me a coffee when I go into Malibu Coffee or one of the local coffee shops here to get my coffee. They, instead of being a writer getting a paycheck for writing trash about us, maybe instead she can get a paycheck for serving me a hot coffee. I would appreciate it. All right, so let's jump into this here. All right, so let's jump into this here. First story, I've got multiple Hollywood studios hiring expensive AI experts as writers and actors strike for AI regulations. Here's the irony of it. The writers go on, Hollywood is losing tons of money. The writers are no talent. Anytime they try to divert from the message, everybody gives the companies crap. And not that I have any love for movie companies, but they've kind of been taken over by the woke and the feminists and all the people that need to. I mean, if you look at the Oscars now, you can't even be nominated for an Oscar unless you have like 17 different types of representation. So what the companies are doing, they're like, look, we're in a non-winning situation here. Like we're just, no one wants to watch our content, and we're being held ransom basically by these weirdos. Oh, they're going to go on strike? Okay. Now, if you look at what was it, Disney? I think Disney's lost almost $1 billion in the last year based on their last 5 or 8 movies. If they hadn't made 8 movies, they would be $1 billion richer. You see what I'm saying? So they're saying, look, we're losing money putting these movies out. We'll just stop putting movies out for right now. And all these writers go on strike, and they were getting $5,000 or $7,000 a week to write some of this trash. At least if you belong to any of the unions. So the companies are like, you know what? They're on strike. I'm not even going to talk about it. Don't care. And if they don't want to come around and actually get paid for their talent, which is virtually no money, we'll just replace them with people. This is from, let's see, Screen Rant. Hollywood studios are actively hiring AI experts despite the ongoing writers and actor strikes, suggesting they're not giving up on using AI in productions. Writers and actors are concerned that AI will replace real actors and writers in the production process, with some studios even wanting to scan and own the likeness of extras. The job listings for AI experts by Hollywood studios could prolong the strikes as negotiations about AI regulations will be impacted, indicating a lengthy strike ahead. And the world celebrates because Hollywood's not putting out anything that's great right now. As a matter of fact, if you join me over on betterbachelor.locals.com, all my supporters over there, we watch movie nights. Yeah, it's $5 a month to become a supporter. We watch movie nights. What are we watching tonight? Terminator and Cool Hand Luke. Why? Because all modern movies suck. Almost all of them. I would say 99% of them. So who cares? People have YouTube, and they have music to listen to, and they have Twitch and streamers, and like people are just kind of done with the whole movie experience right now, unless it's a blockbuster, something really good, and there's nothing good right now. Multiple major Hollywood studios have started hiring expensive AI The WGA and SAG-AFTRA strikes continue. Netflix posted a $900,000 AI product manager job listing, indicating studios are not backing down from utilizing AI. So they go on and talk more about this, but they're saying, hey, basically, Sony's willing to pay $160,000 per year for an AI ethics engineer. Amazon and Apple have many listings for AI specialists too, with one for Prime Video for $300,000. So basically, let's think about this, right? You say $900,000 for an AI product manager. That's a ton of money. Sure, that's the product manager. So let's say you hire this person at, let's face it, let's say you hire this guy at $900,000, and you have a couple of $160,000 and a couple of $300,000 engineers. Here's the thing: if they're really good with AI prompts, and you maybe keep one or two writers or editors or somebody that actually knows the trade, again, probably an old white dude that used to write movies that were really good, then you can have the AI engineer write the prompts, and the one or two writers can end up all of a sudden with, like, I don't know, a dozen scripts on their table, and you have a couple of guys, that are talented, and I say guys, a couple of people that are talented to go through it and make sure they're good scripts, make some tweaks, make some changes. Boom, Hollywood blockbuster, or at least a good movie, right? And so if you're able to replace a lot of the video editing and a lot of the back end with this stuff, and actors are starting to worry about not having work, and if the studio's like, yes, we paid you $5 million for your last movie, we can't afford that anymore. We'll pay you $1 million. Or, you know what, we'll go and we'll get some no-name that's a good actor or actress. We'll offer them $300,000, and it'll be their first movie ever. Boom, you just replace the entire industry. And out go all the woke, out go all the activists, out go everybody. They're just out. And it's like a fresh reboot, except they'll be replacing a writer's room of 8 or 10 people that were making $200,000, $250,000 a year, which is several $1 million. They'll replace that with AI and a couple of programmers and a few editors, start from scratch again. Here's the story they linked to. Netflix touts $900,000 AI job amidst Hollywood strike. They go down through and kind of explain the same thing. The listing was for someone that has machine learning and AI. So maybe that's the next degree that's going to go somewhere. But it's happening in the corporate world too. And I had a link to this, but I'm not going to get too deep into it. But a lot of the DEI jobs, DIE jobs, the diversity, all that stuff, the upper echelon of those, they're being fired, or they're just given nothing to do at work, and they're just sitting there now. Why? Because it's not going anywhere. It's not working anymore. Corporations are seeing the Bud Light effect. As a matter of fact, if you see my intro video for today, the first few seconds, that's the Bud Light effect. And companies are like, you know what, if we do go too far, we could be the next Bud Light. This is from Futurism. CEO fires 90% of support staff, saying AI outperforms them. These are the phone answerers. These are the customer service. I'm not going to read the whole story here, but these are the customer service that on the phone, you call somebody, you press 1 for this department, and they put you in an endless loop of phone tag because of the prompts that you hear. And if you want to talk to an absolutely real human being, you have to spam buttons and curse obscenities. And one person even said in a lengthy Twitter thread laden with screenshots from action movies such as iRobot, Saha argued that response times plummeted from over 2 hours to less than 2 minutes thanks to the AI chatbot, because it can understand words and meanings. It's not a bunch of prompts. And somewhere in this article, they say here that somebody, they ended up not repurchasing a product because they had questions. Right here, others pointed out the quality of Dukan's customer service plummeted as well. It says, it wasn't answering as I needed it to. Another user wrote, I tried tweaking my questions several ways because I knew it was a bot. It just didn't reply properly. It left me frustrated and ultimately didn't bother renewing my premium plan. So they say here, make no mistake, the support team was laid off because business is failing and funding is dry, not because of AI. So you again, if you have one computer, like I have right now I'm operating off a laptop. It's nothing it's super powerful, but it's enough that I can generate, thumbnails, and I can play games on it and things like that. And it's a couple of 100 watts of power. I have a much more powerful desktop here I'm not using because it takes a lot more. It takes 500 watts or 600 watts plus my monitor and all my other stuff. So I use my laptop because it uses less electricity. You could probably get a couple of these desktops running a bunch of chat prompts with all this other stuff on it. What, 2 computers might cost you, I don't know, $5-6 grand, because they don't need fancy graphics cards or anything like it. You probably get a couple of desktops for $2-3 grand. You have your phone systems already in place. And then you instead of having a room of 100 phone answerers, you can have the computer do it. And then if it really does take human interaction, it's smarter in knowing that it really needs human interaction, and it can send you off to 10 people because it's able to properly take care of 90% of the problems. From Futurism as well. Insider, the magazine, or I don't know if it's a magazine anymore, but the journalist site, the website, Insider lays off 10% of staff after announcing pivot to AI. Now, this is from April 20th. It's only 10% now. By the end of the year, 20, 30, 40% probably. Sports Illustrated, which used to be a magazine about sports and women that were in sports that were also very attractive, and men used to buy this magazine. Well, guess what? They hired a bunch of women. I don't know if it's just the writers, but now what do they talk about? Inclusivity and brown people and like, look, I'm just here for sports. I'm not here to be preached at. Well, they're now laying off journalists after announcing a pivot to AI. And so they're getting rid of all these woke people that write articles and all this other crap that brings politics into everything. And they'll just write it about sports. And again, it's going to take training. And yes, some of the articles may still end up being woke. But the difference is, even if Sports Illustrated still writes woke articles and they don't get any more people reading them, instead of paying $1 million for staff, maybe they're only paying $100,000 for staff, and they'll be able to survive it. So the AI, the artificial intelligence apocalypse, the AI apocalypse is here. It's starting with the journalists, the writers, the woke. And when I say woke, it's because Hollywood and these journalists and everybody else is woke. And they're feminists and all the rest of the stuff. They're the first to go. Then what I think will come next is models, which is why I did this thumbnail, why I included her. She's not a real person. And again, no matter how, like, if you're really, like, on top of it, you could probably see it. But she looks like you would... she looks like a model that the lighting's not perfect, but she looks like a model you'd probably hire at an ad agency to do a photo shoot. She's out of work. They're all going to be out of work. And eventually, right now it's language, and then it'll be music to make your own soundtracks, free basically. And then it'll be actors and actresses for very cheap or free eventually. And I'm not even saying it's a good thing. There's going to be a ton of people that are out of work. But, when a bunch of pipe fitters and wrenchers and oil rig workers and everything, when they were out of a job, Hollywood and these journalists were very quick to say, learn how to code. Well, all I can say for you journalists and you models and you Hollywood actors is learn how to AI code, or I will take my coffee with 2 sugars, a little bit of cream, to go. So, there you go. Guys, if you're here on YouTube, I'm going to go do a dating profile of the day over on Locals, so please become a supporter today. Join us over on Locals. It's all ad-free videos, everything that's the same here. It's just ad-free plus extra content. Plus, I'm going to have extra content for you that are supporters, so please come over, become a supporter today. Links down below. Hope we see you in the next one.